I'm not a fan of new cartoons. Now, if you speak to my son, he'll tell you that and then explain it to you that, I'm not with the times or I'm making unnecessary noises. And when you listen to this conversation coming up and articulate it from a 10-year-old boy, it adds extra weight to it. But the truth of the matter is, it's not because I don't necessarily think that the new cartoons aren't worth watching. I think that, like most new things that come out these days, they're missing the moral value of things. They're missing the moral value of things. The storylines are too dependent on CGI. They're too dependent on technology rather than actual content, rather than actual structure, rather than actually the message that they're trying to portray. So I tried to make him watch the old school ones as much as possible. So this weekend we sat down there and I made him watch The Lion King. Now, The Lion King is one of my favourites because I think there are an abundance of lessons to be taught in there, to taught from the cartoon. Everything right way through from the hierarchy of things, the laws of nature, not to mention also the relationship between father and the son constantly wanting or looking up to the adults that are before him. Now, there's one particular scene within the movie The Lion King that you may be quite well and aware of, where Simba turns to his father and he says, "Dad, but you're not scared of anything." And at this point in time, my son turned around to me and he said, "You know what, Dad, you're not scared of anything. I want to be just like you." So when he said this, I had to stop him and say, "What do you mean?" He goes, "You're not scared of anything. You're always brave. I want to be just like you." And I said to him, "Well, the truth of the matter is, Kai, I'm constantly scared. I'm constantly scared of losing something. I'm constantly scared of losing someone. I'm constantly scared of losing full stop." And he said to me, "But you don't show that. Whenever I see you have to deal with anything, you're always fearless. You're always brave." And I said to him, "You know what? Just like Mufasa says to his son in the movie, I'm only brave when I have to be. It's the same thing I'm going to say to you." The term fearless doesn't actually mean that you are without fear. It means that you have fear and you do it anyway. It means that you are scared to death, but you do it anyway. Whatever you do, your prime directive is not to allow the fear to rule you. Many of you out there listening to this recording right now are running through your life fearful. You're fearful of everything that's going on around you. You're fearful of the situations that you face. You're fearful of the challenges that come your way. You're fearful of the people that are around you. Your life is fear-filled with worry, fear-filled with anxiety. And what I'm saying to you here today is, instead of being fear-filled, you need to approach life with a careless attitude. And what I might mean by that is, you feel the fear and then couldn't care less about it anyway. It means that when life smacks you in the face, you look back at it and get back up. It means when you face a challenge that wants to knock you down, you stand there, look at it square in the eye and carry on moving anyway. It means when someone comes along and they stand against you, it means when something challenges you and it stands before you, it means when you are sat there worried out of your mind, you get up, you stand up and you move forward anyway. Being fearless is nothing other than having a disregard for fear itself. It doesn't mean that you're living without it. It means you're living with it. It means you're living with it regardless of what it tries to imprint on you. And the first key to you being able to do that is to see fear for what it is. Fear is a figment of your imagination. It's a projected image of possible outcomes. Possible outcomes. Just the same way you have possible good ones, it's the same way you have possible bad ones. And therefore what you need to do is you need to pick those bad ones apart and see them for what they are, not worse than they are. Take a look at the fears that are surrounding you. Take a look at the worries that are hovering around your head like vultures waiting for you to collapse, and understand that this is nothing other than the worst possible scenario that your brain can understand or can imagine, and therefore understand also it hasn't happened yet. And because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it has to happen full stop. You can alter the image that's in your head. You can change the way this all plays out. You can provide yourself with a different destiny and a different ending, providing the fact that you can erase the fear-filled vision that you're currently walking towards and change it to one that suits your destiny. Change the fearful view you have on life and turn each negative vision that you have for your future. You twist it, turn it around and turn that frown upside down and put a positive slant on it, and therefore make the rest of your life the best of your life. The power's in your hands. Your future is yours.